Alright, so you've just broken the lock to this chest that's poisoned you, and you've swung open the lid. Sorry?
Is it worth it?
This chest is filled with gold pieces.
I guess that means it's worth it.
Okay.
You guys can deal with that. I am going to attempt to use my med kit.
So the gold in here comes to 500 gold pieces.
Someone can carry it.
I'll just put it on my character sheet for the moment.
I got it written down on my character sheet somewhere. You know you have too many things that you have to look for half an hour to find what you want.
What are you looking for?
Alright, found it. I'm going to use my healer's kit. And I'm going to attempt at disadvantage, because I was poisoned, to deal with my current poison issue.
I just want to check something 1 second. Here's kit. Yep, you are going to have to because it's outside what the kit normally lets you do. So yeah.
The lowest of those two numbers is a 9. I'm proficient in med stuff, so it gives me 12.
12. That's below the DC you have to beat, which is 15. I'm using the same DC as the poison itself. Do you want... Alright, that was worth a try. You still have the medicinal powder, which if you mix with water and drink, you could cure it. Because if you don't, you're going to be poisoned this way for the next hour.
No, I mean, that's too valuable.
Alright.
I have to restrict myself to area effect spells or something.
Yeah, magic missile. So Firebolt's probably not going to be getting much use going forward.
It did his job. I did hit something once.
Yep.
Alright.
So
Get out of here and get on to what we're supposed to be doing.
So you've put the ink and paper and away. I put the gold into... Alright, so we come back out of that room.
Yep.
Well, there's only one way to go now, because of the cave-in.
Alright. Up to the door.
Okay.
Listen.
Oh. This is probably... We've never had to ask this before. What's the marching order? Because there's more than just the two of us.
I'm up front.
You're up front? Okay.
Oh, my good stuff.
I'm going to say Howl is going to go up front with you two, because he likes to... he likes to be up front, so then it'll be me and Aldric behind the two of you.
Alright. 13.
Okay, what were you rolling for there, sorry?
Listening to the door.
Listening at the door? Okay, you hear no sounds from the other side of this door.
Step back. Use mage hand to open it.
Alright, you open the door. So you open the door, next screen. Next Alright, so the door swings open, and the immediate sight that greets you is the head of a gold dragon.
Hey.
Coming off of the... It's just built into the wall by looks of it.
Statue, I guess?
Roll a perception check.
Illusion?
Wait, would this be perception? Yeah, I guess it would be perception, yeah. Perception, not nature.
I have advantage, so
Yeah.
disadvantage, they all cancel.
Yeah, it cancels that straight roll.
Perception will be 22.
22. It is made of stone that has been... Basically, has had like a gold paint or resin affixed to it to make it look like an actual head of a gold dragon. You also notice, with that perception check, that there is a pressure plate on the opposite side of this door.
Yeah, Yeah, I kind of figured no one's going to stick a gold dragon here that, doesn't do something terrible and horrible to us.
No, the dragon statue is the dragon's statue is quite obvious.
Yeah.
So the pressure plate is fairly well hidden, basically. But for those who are wondering, it's basically right here on the opposite side of the door. One of these bricks is basically.
Alright, so.
Yeah, that one exactly, basically, right there. That is a pressure plate.
Okay.
To
everybody.
You point that out, okay? Why not? There's other people here who are skilled in Arcana. Okay. Both Aldric and I speak of this as, yes, there's, we will say, there is a type of magical enchanted statues that are usually shaped in the heads of, like, a dragon, obviously, that can breathe flame out in a 30-foot cone, which would cover this entire, this would cover most of the entire corridor going back towards the chamber there.
Yeah, I don't want to step on that.
Yeah, well, because we pointed it out, we can avoid it. Okay. So we step around it.
Step around it. What's that little bit of glowing bluish thingy on the floor I see?
There is nothing there. I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
So we round the corner around the dragon's head and there's another door there.
Is this just my natural, well, not my natural point, like my residual 20 plus perception saying that there's something on the floor there?
You do, with that roll, you would be able to detect that. Yeah, you think there's the faint line of scrawling on the floor right in front of that door.
What kind?
It looks like a vaguely circular glyph.
Oh my god.
I point at this point. Should we take 10 minutes so I can have detect magic going from this point forward? Because we seem to be running into some magical traps in here.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. I do not have it prepared, so I will have to ritual cast it.
At the same time, I will get an unseen servant.
Okay, so we take the 10 minutes we need to ritual cast our spells. And yes, the statue is emanating a strong evocation magic, and so is the glyph that I can now see. It is, that is a glyph of warding, similar to the ones we saw previously outside.
Alright. Our buddies have seemed to have gone through this place without tripping anything, without interacting with anything.
It is possible to bypass these things. The triggers for glyphs of warding vary, but the most common one is like stepping on one. They're almost like treated like a mine, like a landmine or a pressure plate almost. So it is possible to avoid this.
I think we should all back up around the corner.
Okay, and avoid the pressure plate.
And I'm going to tell my unseen servant.
Yeah.
Walk around. We'll stand right here.
Alright, it can do that. So it moves up, stands on the glyph. Oh, it was just, yeah, well, the trigger was just standing on it. So there's a flash of multicolored, like prismatic almost, like that has that sort of like strobe / psychedelic light from the side there. And your unseen servant's fine because whatever spell that was being cast there we think was probably meant to be mental in target, and your unseen servant is completely unaffected by that. The glyph is obviously been triggered though from that.
Okay, so magic's still there?
Want me to look around the corner? Your unseen service there, the glyph's gone. Glyphs of warding are dispelled on triggering usually.
Okay.
There is no magic on the door itself, by the way. But
unseen servant open the door.
There is a magical aura inside on the other side of that door, though.
Okay, well, we're back here.
Yeah.
My unseen servant can open the door.
Alright, your unseen servant opens the door.
Okay.
Alright, you can go to the...
Oh, good God.
This next chamber, as we look around it, is flooded, and I do mean to the ceiling. There is water, like a field of water over the door. It's like you look into the room and you can see, it's almost like looking into an aquarium except the water just doesn't come through the door. And I say, there's a strong form of transmutation magic keeping this water in its shape.
Wow. Well, I don't have Ultra's self.
You have your cap.
Oh, I have my cap. I have my cap. What about our buddies, though?
Yeah, I was about to say that. Obviously, Howl speaks at this point, and he says, well, I know enough about genasi biology to know that your friend here can breathe in there as easily as out here, and as an air genasi, I can hold my breath indefinitely.
One guy left.
Aldric says, it doesn't look too far across. I can hold my breath that distance, I believe.
How about we go first?
Yeah. You also do notice that Aldric is wearing armor. Specifically chainmail. Okay, so he's wearing chainmail armor. Howl, on the other hand, you notice is just wearing fur clothing. He does have his scimitars, obviously, which are made of metal, but he's not armored at all.
Do I see anything in the water?
Make a perception check.
I do not.
There are a few other people here. Let's see if we see anything. Putting it all on you isn't entirely fair. Well, Howl sees... No, sorry. Aldric sees nothing. He's using the green one. The Genasis are carrying this at the moment, I say. We both say, yeah, there's shapes moving in there.
Okay.
I say... I'm just going to roll a nature check. Yes, I can't be certain, but I think those are sharks. I think they're based on the size. I think they are reef sharks, and there's 4 of them. I think in there.
I am going to pull out my charm of animal
Influence. Yes, your charm of animal influence.
and I am going to attempt to charm them.
Okay. I was going to bring this up here. It's from the. Alright, charm of animal influence. Recharges, yeah. Okay, it just lets you use the spells while you carry them. So, what spell are you casting?
Animal friendship.
That only targets one creature, you would know.
When you're in here?
4. The spell also lets you cast fear or speak with animals.
I'm just going to use one charge for the moment.
Okay.
Pick the biggest shark, and I'm going to attempt to make friends with it.
Okay. So, there's a saving throw on this.
Yep. DC is 13 because of the thing itself.
Yeah, DC is 13, yeah. I did not write down where the reef sharks are in this book. Did I seriously not do that? It doesn't seem like something I would do. Oh, no, I did. There it is. No, I didn't write this. Alright, reef sharks. Alright, so it has to have intelligence of 3 or lower for the spell to work. It has an intelligence of 1, insultingly. And it's a wisdom saving throw with no wisdom modifier. Okay. 6. So, a large reef shark, basically, I assume you're standing outside it basically comes up, like, out of a bay aquarium, comes right up to you and is... It's charmed to be friendly to you.
Okay, I picked the biggest one.
Yes.
So I'm going to cast Speak with Animals.
Alright, so that's another charge from the ring.
Yep.
Charm.
And then charm.
Yeah, sorry, I keep saying that. It's in the actual player's handbook, it was a ring, but I just made it a charm, just to be different.
I'm going to ask him, first off, is it okay if we go through this room?
He doesn't seem to see any problem with you coming through this room.
same thing. That we should go by unmolested.
Alright, well, it's trying to be your friend, so I'm not going to make you roll for that. I'm going to see if it can... How does a shark convince other sharks to let you...
Maybe they might have a pack mentality.
They might, yeah. I mean, they can't speak is the question, is the thing. So I'm just gonna roll a non-verbal persuasion check here. It seems to be working. Okay.
I have another question. Has anyone else passed through here?
Yes.
One shark, one tall?
Yes. That is...
Okay.
Now... Which is...
Mm-hmm.
You're going to put the cap on. Speak the command word that lets you breathe underwater.
Step into the room. Just.
Okay, so you're just basically... So you step in, and now you're suddenly floating in the water. Because, like I said, it goes... Basically, it's a 30-foot room from floor to ceiling, and about the same across. So basically, it's almost like a 30-foot cube of... so not quite... no, not quite... So it's 30 feet tall, 30 feet across, and about 60 feet long. That's this chamber. And it's filled with water, so you're now basically inside an aquarium, which you can breathe perfectly fine. And the other 3 sharks, I'm just going to roll to see how they... 2 of them seem completely disinterested in you. 1 is kind of curious and coming over.
My buddy here, is he going to be a problem?
Possibly is what you're. You only get limited. There's only limited communication that your charm lets you have with the shark that's charmed by you. It's coming. The shark is coming up right up to you. This is probably the next biggest shark after the one you charmed.
I'm gonna have my buddy get in between the two of us.
Okay. Yes, it should come to know. It should come as. You're probably wondering at this point. It's like, how do these sharks eat? Is a good question. It's like, what do they eat? Because
people, I assume. I mean, how many people go through here? Not a whole lot.
Not a lot. So there probably is some other method of keeping them alive. There's probably some other automatic feeding thing that happens at some point. Who knows? But apart from that, this shark is not being dissuaded by your friend. It is.
I'm going to use the last charge on the charm.
Yeah.
And cast fear.
Okay, fear. All right. Now, if I remember correctly,
should not affect allies.
Fear. It's right here. Is 30-foot cone. You intensely okay. You can also just aim the. So the spell DC is 13. 13. It's another wisdom save. Okay. Natural 20.
Oh, the other two.
Oh yeah, the other two. Natural 20 to 16. These are some brave sharks. But 2 of them don't care about you.
So the third one, I assume, is coming into the progressive one coming to attack me?
With you taking a potentially hostile action towards it, yeah, I think so.
Hostile?
It felt the spell invade its mind. It may not be able... Yes, so it's going to respond on its instincts, which is probably that you're a threat. This is going to be interesting.
Yes, are these guys friends? I ordered the other shark to attack it.
Does a 13 hit you?
Nope.
Alright, the shark takes a bite at you and just misses, I assume, because your AC is not too much higher than that, I don't think.
One more.
One higher, so yeah, I was close. All right. I'm going to give you an opportunity to either do something yourself or have your charmed shark friend do something yourself before we roll for initiative again.
I'm going to fire. Oh, that's a disadvantage. Oh, God.
And underwater. Which doesn't affect the spell for some reason, but it's magical fire, so I guess it doesn't go out in non-magical water. Anyway, you do have a charmed shark that you can probably ask to help you out here.
So, yeah, like, can you do something with your buddy here?
Alright, well, as far as your shark is... Oh, wait! You're an ally! Reef sharks have pack tactics. So its attack is at advantage. Okay, that's a total of 20 to hit. That's a hit. 1d8. Plus 2. Oh! So you watch your friend come up and take a big bite out of the side of the shark. It clamps down teeth, doing a maximum of 10 points of damage with that bite attack.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Well, there's blood in the water.
Needless to say, the shark is... the other shark has lost interest in trying to eat you.
What about the other two sharks? There's a
They seem to be... you get a distinct feeling that that your friend here has dissuaded them from doing anything further. You think...
There's an injured shark with blood in the water.
Yes, but I think they're more scared of the shark that injured it at the moment.
Well, I mean, they could go attack the shark that was...
They could! It's quite injured at the moment. It's,
limping off.
Yeah, it's lost almost half its hit points.
Right.
At the moment, though, everything seems to have been...
I'm going to calmly,
Yeah.
with my buddy, swim to the door on the other side.
Okay. You swim to the other side of the door.
Open the door.
You open the door. I assume you're going to take a look through on the other side as well, as you open the door?
Go through, yeah.
Okay. Next,
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Alright. So you see a corridor. The door opens up into a corridor, which is a little damp.
I will step through. Can I see you guys through all this water?
It's a visual. It's not visual. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not obscured. We're still on the other side.
Slightly pink now.
Yeah, slightly dying red.
Okay. I signal for you to come through.
Okay.
You have no problem.
Yeah, no, I can just swim through. No, there's no issue. All right. Aldric is struggling a little bit due to his armor. Right. Howl makes it through. So me and Howl are making it through in the one round. Next round, let's see if he's having some difficulty getting through here in his armor, but he is slowly making it across.
I'll have my unseen servant push him.
I don't think that works. It takes a full 3 rounds for him to swim across this.
Ah, he's going to need a little bit of a gulp of air when he gets over here. Only 18 seconds.
Yeah, it's only 18 seconds. You can hold your breath for, I think it's a minute per constitution. And he's got a +3. So he's fine. It took a while, though. We managed to cross it without incident, and... 1 second. And then the feeding frenzy starts.
Oh, we don't have the one. So
No, we can close the door.
close the door.
But the graphic won't do that. Alright, so there are... Sorry, I said. So this room is a...
Miming
Well,
closing the door.
sorry?
I was just miming closing the door.
Yeah, you can close the door. Alright. So we're now in a corridor that has there's a trail of water through here, by the way.
2 individuals? 2 sets of tracks?
Roll a perception check. This is now water, not so.
I have no idea.
Possibly. It's a trail of water. It's going down this corridor to the other door there.
Right. Well, they walk through here.
They walk through here.
And nothing has exploded or been tripped, so cautiously, I will head down this corridor.
Alright. We head down the corridor.
Yep.
We come to the door.
I have an unseen servant.
Your unseen servant opens the door.
Yep.
Alright.
I'll get this eventually.
Yeah, you can move to the next one, actually.
There we go.
So yeah, just for context, this is just I was running out of room. And alright, this looks to be another lab. Or it was a lab. And I should still have detect magic going at this point.
Blue dot.
There is another glyph of warding in the center there. I wasn't aware how visible those were going to be. They were just reminders for me, mostly.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Like a trapdoor back on the plateau.
Yeah.
It's there, but you can't see it.
Yeah, no. Anyway, we can't wait at the detect magic. Yes, there is another glyph of warding in the center here.
Alright. Well, I'll back into the corridor, and I'll have my unseen servant walk across it.
Alright, so the door's not being closed then.
No.
Alright, your unseen servant steps on to the glyph of warding. You hear a whooshing sound as from your sound of flames kindling. And then you lose contact with your unseen servant. However, the sound of flames does not die down from the room.
We'll back up a little bit for a second there. Wait for it.
How long are we waiting for?
Well, I'll wait a round or two anyway.
Okay.
The flames haven't spilled out into the corridor, I assume.
No, they're not. Okay. You still hear flames in the room.
Alright, I'll walk up to the door again and have a look.
Alright. There is a 5-foot diameter sphere of fire spinning in the spot where where the glyph and your unseen servant, where it's just spinning there at the moment.
Okay, so this looks like a flaming sphere to me.
Yes, it looks like a flaming sphere to you. It's pretty simple.
Circle on it.
You can if you want.
No.
Okay.
It's a good thing I think it's a flaming sphere because my arcana check is terrible.
What was it?
2 plus 6.
The 6. You're pretty sure it's a flaming sphere, yes. Which is... The spell, the spell lasts about a minute. And it's just... But it's going to keep... But it seems... It's almost like it's... See, the spell can be directed to attack other things, so you're not sure how this is going to work in this situation, though.
I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah.
Step back out of sight in
Yeah.
case it has some sort of way of orienting.
Yeah.
And I'm going to wait a minute.
So a minute goes by, and you hear the... At this point, I probably only have about 2 minutes left on Detect Magic, by the way.
Alright.
So,
Anything in the room?
there is no other magic in the room.
Okay. This looks like it's been trashed.
Yes.
Is there anything obvious? Because I'm not going to search this, but is there anything obvious?
Nothing really. There's more ruined lab equipment in here. This place looks like it's in worse disrepair than the other room we found.
Alright.
Alright.
To the door.
Alright. Make a perception check as you enter this room.
I keep remembering poison.
Yes.
Perception 13.
13, you said? Okay. As we enter the room, with the flames having died down, There's no other light source apart from the one that we have brought with us, with our light cantrips. And suddenly you hear the sound of something becoming alert and the flapping of wings. And little squeaking, shrieking noises as a bunch of bats seem to be coming out from the ceiling above. And I mean a lot of bats.
Duck down low? Are these tables actually above the ground?
The ones on the lower wall are, yes. They actually are still standing enough. The other ones, no.
I will duck under a table.
Alright, you duck under a table.
Is that actually attacking?
They're swooping around, and now you notice there's something odd about this as you look around. These bats are literally swarming together almost on just not just on instinct, almost they're forming groups, and 4 distinct groups of them.
Okay, so
Which is...
there's 4 vampires in here. They're in their bat forms at the moment. Oh, we're dead.
No, but we are rolling for initiative now.
So, initiative is not an ability check, is it?
It is.
It is?
Yes, I'm afraid so. Well, my initiative is the exact same it was before.
Well, the worst of all my numbers is the natural 1.
Okay, so, well, I was going to say Aldric was going to go last, but no. He got a 5.
You got a 6, you got a 5, and what about our air genasi friend?
Yeah, alright. So you have a 1. Howl rolled a 15. He's got a good dexterity.
What about the bat dude?
And the swarm of bats all have... I'm just going to have them all at the same time for simplicity. Have a 7. Wow.
That's pathetic.
Yeah, well... it's a good thing initiative isn't a...
Well, it is slightly short. So if I'm going to roll a 1, I'd rather know that than something else.
Alright, yeah, okay. So yeah, there are 4 swarms of bats in here. Alright, so with that, Howl is up first.
I'm hiding under a table for a long time, apparently.
Yes, you have dived under a table nearby.
Yeah.
Alright, well, he is going to... Alright, as a bonus action, because he can do this, he is going to let out a war cry and charge in as he rages.
Oh, that's right. Further.
Alright, so that gives him advantage. So, no, wait, that doesn't. I don't think that. No, that gives him advantage on. That gives him bonus damage, I think. Alright, let's just refresh myself on how this works. Because I've never played a barbarian. Yeah, so he's used 1 of his 3 rages. +2 damage on melee attacks, advantage on strength checks and saving throws, resistance to bludgeoning, piercing damage. Okay, I know. He can use reckless to gain an advantage. Okay. You can do that because it's just a free action. Yeah, so... I don't think he's going to do that yet, though, because this is just he's going to attack the nearest swarm of bats with both his scimitars. He's going to see how hard the hit they are. Well, with a natural 17 and a natural 15, +6 on both, he's hit both times. Okay, so... Alright. So plus... Yeah, he's adding 5 to both these hits. Thanks to his rage and proficiency. Sorry, his attack bonus. Alright, so 8 on the first swing and 7 on the second. You notice as he's swinging, he's cutting into these... He's cutting bats out of the air, but... due to the nature of them being a swarm of bats, It's hard to tell how much damage he's doing. He seems to be doing less damage than you'd expect to a single creature. So Aiden says, yeah, so. And he says, oh, well, that's, you know what I'm saying? Well, that's irritating. between his battle rage there. And, that's his turn, and now they're all going to go. Well, bats are animals, so they're going to go for the nearest target. Which is Howl. I'm just going to roll... One second. Did they see... What did one? No. They're always going for him. They don't really care about you under the table at the moment.
A couple other people in here.
We haven't quite entered the room yet, but yeah, they're just going for the nearest target. Okay. Plus how much? 4. 23. 21. 13. I think that's a miss. Yeah, armor class is 17. That's a miss. One more hit. One more roll. And, yeah, no, that's an 8. So 2 hits. 2d4. So 3 and 4. All right. Howl is raging. One of the advantages for barbarians raging is they take half damage from bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage, and this is definitely piercing damage. So he only takes 3 damage from that, actually. Yes, but he's a hardy individual.
Well, he has more hit points than you or I. So.
Yes, speaking of me, I'm up. Alright. It's like... I'm gonna say... I can see the other group, like... They're all grouping around him. It's so annoying. I say, it's like... Yeah, I'm going to say, Howl, get out of the way. And you see me bring my hands up into a familiar motion for frost fingers as I enter the room. Basically, I'm going to go right where the edge of the door, the edge of the door and the edge of the table are, and stand between the two of them, with my hands out ready to unleash frost fingers. What?
Team high as well.
Yeah. I'm going to hold that spell and release it when Howl moves. I'm holding a 2nd level Frost Fingers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There's quite a few swarms of bats.
Yeah.
Alright. It's Aldric's turn now. He steps into the room right beside me and says, "Yes, I think you have the right idea." And you see he brings up his hands into a similar arcane motion gesture. You recognize this as burning hands. Alright, so both of us are holding spells for when Howl moves. It's your turn from your position under the table now. I do not recommend leaving your position under the table.
I wasn't planning on it. I have spent a lot of time in the woods.
Yes.
I have survival. Do I think that these bats are tough creatures? Or do I think that those 2 area effect spells are sufficient?
Roll a nature check. Nine? Individually, bats are not very difficult to deal with, but this is not an ordinary situation. They're swarming together, and it's almost like each swarm is its own creature. So, this is not a normal situation for bats to behave in, so... On the other hand, you've seen us deal with small creatures in large quantities with these spells before, so... Oh, you're just... Okay, so you're not doing anything on your turn.
I he's there.
You can hit one of the bats with like a firebolt or a magic missile.
Firebolt, I'll probably do.
Okay.
If I was going to do anything, I would do burning hands. But he's in the way.
Okay.
So I'll wait.
Alright, let's see if Howl is going to move or not, because... Alright, it was going to be an intelligence check. I was going to make this. So that's a 6. -1, so 5. He does not care. So we'll see. So when it comes to our turns, we'll see if we choose to release these spells or not.
I thought you chose the whole action for a specific event. So that means that they are lost.
There's a bit of leeway sometimes that you can choose to just let it off anyway if you really want to, or yes, the spell is lost. Those are the two options, really. Alright, they weren't hard to hit, so he's just going to take 2 more swings at them. That's cocked. That's a 16, which probably would have ended up being if it wasn't cocked. Alright, 16 plus 6 is 22. Yep. Both of those hit. Okay. 8 and an 8. So, halved is 8. Yeah, their resilience to physical damage is... he's cutting through this one swarm. Like, over half of them are dead now. But it's still holding... It's still it's still a swarm of creatures.
So the first time was 15 you did, so that's half.
7. Yeah.
7.
So he's done 15 points of damage in total. Alright.
What are you two gonna do?
What are we going to... I'm just thinking, alright, what am I going to do? You see me bring my hands down and I let my spell go. In frustration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
We haven't got to Aldric's turn yet. This is still my turn, so...
That is a second level spell.
That's a second level spell slot wasted, yes. Yes, thank you. Frost Fingers. Yeah, that would have been so good.
Yeah.
I mean, technically I could have gone ahead and done it, but...
Well, I'm sitting here under the table contemplating all this.
Yeah.
And I want to think, is there a spot in the room I can maneuver to, or I can hit a bunch of bats, and miss our friend?
Yes.
So, seeing how I've sat here for a turn, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move into that position.
It's not your turn yet.
When it gets my turn.
Yeah.
That's what I'm contemplating while I'm sitting here under the table, not just picking the scab of my pierced hand.
Yeah, alright. I'm just gonna say... Well... Alright, we need to do some damage to these things, but I'm going to go for precision. I'm going to cast Magic Missile. Just at first level, because... Alright, do I want to aim for the one he's already damaged? Or do I go for a fresh one? That's the question. I think I'm going to go for fresh ones. I want to, as these are animal. If these are ordinary behavior animals, we damage them enough that we... Oh, wait. I think I just realized something. I think I skipped the bats' turns. They go before me. So I skipped them, yeah. Okay. We'll come back to that. So I'm definitely... And, well, they're all going... Well, actually, now there's multiple targets. Alright, well, one of these D4s. That's Howl. That's me. That's Howl. That's Howl. So 3 of them are going at him still, but 1 of them is coming to attack me. Oh, okay. 14, miss. 18 is a hit. Uh, 3 more points of piercing damage. This isn't doing a lot of damage to him. Because they're not...
Take 1 point of damage for that.
What?
Oh, that's half.
No, that was halved. It was 7 total. I'm having it as we go. Yeah. Alright, and now 1 for me. That's a 15. I'll just take the damage. I take 4 points of piercing damage. Oh wait, one more thing. Attack of opportunity from Howl. 17. That would hit. The last one there takes 4 points of damage as it leaves his melee. But it hasn't been damaged yet, so that makes my next target. That makes my target choice very easy. I'm going to blast the one in front of me. Okay, that's not the great. And all right, 10 points of force damage to this creature. You notice that the bolts of magic energy, which just seek and find the bats and tear through a bunch of them, have a much easier time doing their the expected amount of damage than just a barbarian with a pair of swords.
Alright, so I don't see resistance to force damage.
No.
Much better there, sorry.
That's fine. Alright, now we come to Aldric,
Who is holding a spell?
who is holding a spell. Conscience likewise grips him, and he releases his he does not, and he just does not cast Burning Hands. He's going to take out his sword instead and take a swing at the bat swarm at me. He's going to take 2 swings at it. Yeah, they both hit. Alright, this might be enough to 5 plus. Interestingly, you note that Aldric's sword seems to be magical in nature, but even a magic sword does not seem to be able to do the full damage to these things. It seems that just the nature of the swarm makes them harder to hit. Alright, second swing. 14. Yeah. Alright, so, however, with 2 broad swings of his longsword between that and the magic missiles I hit the swarm with, are more than enough to take that one down. So there's only 3 left now.
Alright. Now to me.
We now come to you, yes. There are fewer swarms. There's 1 fewer swarm now.
Yeah. That pattern I saw, that position I get into hit
Yes.
with burning hands, is it still there?
It is still there, yes.
How many groups can I get to it?
2.
Alright, so I will...
So basically, you're going to have to come out from your hiding place and go right up next to Howl in order to get this, though. You're going to be standing to him sideways, and you're going to be holding your hands out in the fan pattern, and you're going to be standing the cone on an angle towards that northwest corner, basically. You're going to catch 2 of them in that, if you do it that way.
I'm going to tell him what I'm going to do.
Yep.
I don't know, slash with a sword.
He's sensible to things around him.
But I'll let him know anyway.
Okay, so you're going to cast Burning Hands?
Burning hands. Level 1.
Level 1. Okay, so that's 2 dex saves from them. Okay, so one rolled a 13, and the other rolled a 16.
That one is.
Okay, so one's going to take half damage then.
Yeah.
Alright, one of these is also the one that Hal was already damaged.
Alright, so full damage is 11.
Alright, that kills the one Hal was damaging.
Alright, so we're down to 4.
And full half damage is 5 then, right?
Yeah.
Alright. And you scorch another one.
Yeah.
So we've killed 2 of them now.
Alright.
Alright.
So I'm in melee with these things now, right?
No, actually you're not. You were in melee with 1 swarm. Because they're basically swarming around him. But you burned away the one that is. So no, you're not in melee with them anymore.
I'm back up.
You can basically, it took half your movement to get there. You can go back under your table if you want. You go back hiding under the table. Okay. Alright. Top of the round is Howl. He's just going to rinse and repeat. He doesn't have a lot he can do. Oh, wow. He probably should have gone reckless. That's, Well, so we have a house rule about natural ones on multi-attacks. Which is technically what the extra attack feature of a barbarian and a fighter is. So, I'm pretty sure the second attack would have missed anyway, but he trips himself up and, unfortunately, is unable to do his full attack. So he misses. He misses, unfortunately. That is the downside of rolling natural ones. It's just a personal house rule that we like. We just like playing up what ones and 20s do in game. Okay, I was just explaining. Which brings us to the swarm of bats. One of them is going after Howl. One of them is going after you. I assume it's the one you burned. What? I assume it's the one that you burned. As it leaves your... What? It's a swarm, I don't think so. It's going to be coming... It's going to be coming... Because it's going to be coming and flying right down into it. Cover is usually used for, like, ranged things. Not for melee. Howl does take a swing at it and still manages to miss.
Oh well.
Does an 8? I don't think an 8 hits you, though. No. So, the bats try to flap and fly under, but you just manage to keep yourself from getting bit. A 21 definitely hits Howl.
Sorry, Howl, better you than me.
He takes 2 points of piercing damage. Yeah, no, really better him than you. He's got... his resistance is really helping here.
Oh yeah, it certainly is.
I mean, he's taken... I mean... He's approaching being bloodied, in a sense, because from all the damage he's taking throughout the entire dungeon, but he's still doing quite well.
I'd be in a lot of pain with that much damage.
Yep. Alright, it's my turn. Well, there is no way I can hit both of those with an area effect spell without hitting Howl, so I'm going to switch to using Frostbite. Alright, they have an 8. They have no Constitution modifier. Ooh, 6 points of cold damage.
Alright. One that's hit already?
That was the one I was aiming for, yes. So I send so that's the one that's actually on you at the moment. Oh, that's true, they moved. It was the one that was going right, it was the one that was flying down to bite you, but missed. So I hit it with Frostbite, and much like freezing a swarm of keys in Breath of the Wild, some of them freeze solid and shatter on the ground. That was a good cantrip for me. Alright. That's my turn. Aldric is going to move up and with his sword and help Howl out with the remaining swarm on him. Because he sees we're getting through this and he thinks, he thinks that 2-on-2 should be a good, 2-on-1 of each should manage. Alright. He has a habit of rolling the same number on attack rolls. Well, he gets a 15 on both of those. Those both hit. Seriously. No. This is ridiculous.
Got 2 identical numbers again?
No, not just 2 identical numbers. The same 2 identical numbers. He rolled an 8 on both d20s to hit, which came with the 15 with his modifiers, and I rolled an 8 on 2 d10s on each of them. Alright, so that becomes a 13, which has halved to 6, so 12 damage each. What?
Hit twice.
Yeah, hit
Twice. Same number, so just whatever one of them is. So 8 plus what?
8 plus 5, so 13.
So 13 total damage.
I suppose that's fine. Usually you round down. That's fine. Alright, well, I did 2 good swings to that one. Alright. Now we're up to you. Underneath your little wooden table. There's a bat swarm flying around you.
Well, I have disadvantage to hit with the spell.
But it has disadvantage to hit you.
And then I have disadvantage to hit because
Melee.
Melee, so I'm going to firebolt.
Yeah, you firebolt them.
Okay, can I work? The lowest of that is a 16.
Yeah, that hits. One.
1 point of damage.
Well, that is the amount of bats you hit with a firebolt, so it's kind of appropriate.
Oh, wait.
You incinerate one of the ones I missed with my frostbite cantrip.
Yep. Alright. I'm going to sit here on the table with my bats.
Alright, well, Howl is going to... He's going to use Reckless this time, so he gets advantage on both attacks. Because he's getting tired of fighting these things.
Oh, yeah. When I finally get to the end of this, reserving all my spell slots are coming in handy.
Well, it keeps him from getting the natural 2, so that's an 18 to hit. Yep. 4 plus 3 is 7. Divided by, yeah, 3 points of damage. He's getting there. Second swing, this one's without his proficiency bonus, unfortunately. 11 still misses. Unfortunately. Even with advantage. He did 1 hit, though.
Alright.
Alright, it is
The bat's turn.
the bat's turn, and... Alright, also roll to see what they go for. I tell you, this one bat swarm loves Howl. The one that's attacking you is going to switch to me now. Apparently it didn't like getting hit with frostbite.
Okay.
I'm going to do the one on Howl first, because it went reckless last turn, which means it has advantage on him.
So the bats are technically leaving my...
They are going to be, yeah, they are going to be leaving your melee in a second, yes. Advantage on Howl, wow. Advantage doesn't mean to answer everything. No, an 8 misses. So yes, you're going to make an attack against the bat?
Yeah, disadvantage sucks.
Yeah.
Cancels the natural 20.
Oh boy. So this is just with your staff.
Yeah, staff is a strength weapon, so 11.
That's a miss. Clatters against the floor as they go by. Alright, this one's on me. 17, that's a hit. I'm not wasting shield on these things.
It has disadvantage against you.
Oh, that's right, it does have disadvantage. Thank you, because of frostbite. 7. So plus 4 is 11, that's a miss.
Alright.
Hey, thank you for reminding me of that. There's so many advantages and disadvantages going around this fight, I'm losing track.
Well, all I know is I have complete total disadvantage. This is really annoying.
Yeah, for like the next 45 minutes. Okay, yeah, sorry.
Spells. The spiritual spells wore off. So that's 20 minutes.
20 minutes, yeah. So yeah, for the next, 40 minutes, sorry. Alright, I'm going to just keep with Frostbite at the moment. Yeah, I love creatures without Constitution modifiers. That's a 1, though. No. I went from one end of the spectrum to the other with Frostbite. Aldric, he's going to take 2 swings at the one that's there. That's alright, 14 that hits, and a, oh wow, and that's a 24. Nine plus there. Sorry, no, that's a 6 plus 5, 11. All right, that brings it down to, yeah. If these things didn't have resistance to slashing damage, he probably would be killing these things quite easily. Alright, we're down to 1 swarm. But yeah, that resistance is making this fight drag out quite a bit.
And depends on the files.
Yes. I assume this is a firebolt.
For 9 to hit.
9 total? That's a miss.
I didn't remember.
Yeah, I know. You still have a high spell attack bonus.
Well, a 3 plus 6 is...
Yeah.
Spell of 3.
No, I'm afraid that's a miss. Alright. next up, we back to top round. Howl is just running in to finish off this last thing with Reckless. He's getting hit anyway. Yeah, that's a hit. It's funny how they seem to be hitting him quite easily. 3 damage. He has an armor class of 17! Yes! And that's it. He kills it finally. Alright. Okay. That worked. Alright. So it takes us a moment to... We catch our breath after that little fight. You come out from underneath your table. It did. Ours... Yeah, it was like... We need to talk a little bit of proper strategy when it comes to area effect spells here. Aldric says... Aldric, who, by the way, is the only one in the entire group of us who has not taken any damage so far. It's like, now, everything seems to be working out fine so far. Alright. Alright, the door. Are you going to open it?
Someone should check this for traps besides me, because I have disadvantage in everything.
Do you want me to check them?
Yeah.
Could you provide me with advantage? Could you assist me with searching?
I'll help.
Yeah, okay. Alright. I have a 22. It is not trapped, nor is it locked.
Right.
I'll open it then.
Oh, no, I'll use it. That's fine.
Okay, yeah. So we come to a long corridor. Yeah.
Long corridor with a blue dot.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. We don't have detect magic anymore.
I know.
Because I had to hold a readied spell, which takes concentration.
Doesn't matter if we're in it anyway.
Yeah. No, we still had about a minute going when we were in that room.
I still have half hour, give or take.
Boy, you have, yeah, it's, I mean, like I said, you've been poisoned for probably a little over 20 minutes now.
That was before.
Before the
Sometime.
what? The fight?
That took him sometime.
Yes, it did. It took up about
A minute. Yeah,
30 seconds. All right.
Alright. Well, I'm the one leading, so...
Do you want to? You're gonna search for traps? All right. All right. I guess that's investigation then for you.
Well,
You do not see anything.
I will... Well, I didn't detect anything on the door, right?
No.
Okay. Any chance?
So you open the door.
Any chance to open, yeah.
Okay. You open the door.
So I click it over?
Yep. So yes, you see this large open chamber with a steeped pyramid.
So these are steps that lead up to a pyramid?
Yeah. At the top of which is a tetrahedron. A large one. Made of green crystal.
Okay, so this is...
And near the top, you see two individuals approaching the top of the steps.
Familiar ones?
Yes, both are familiar, but once again, they are not the two people you were expecting.
Okay, so besides a half-elf and a lizard man, what do I see?
You see a human woman who you think vaguely looks familiar. You think is like you think you remember seeing her involved in some slavers in the wagon when we came to town.
Is that the thief girl we saved twice now?
And has robbed us both times, yeah. You think that looks like her. But the other figure you definitely recognize is the short young halfling girl walking up beside her, who looks like
Bree?
with Bree Tealeaf in a new outfit.
Bree! Is that you?
You say that, and she turns to look at you, and A wide-eyed smile comes to her face. The other thief girl, who we've just been calling her that because we don't know her name, turns to look at us and and does not smile. Actually, if anything else, scowls more than anything. At which point, two things happen. Bree starts heading down the steps towards us, and the pyramid at the top of the pyramid, the three-sided one at the top, the three-sided pyramid at the top of the four-sided pyramid, I should say, comes to life. Uh-oh. What? I was gonna see if Bree does not notice this.
I yell out.
Actually, no, wait.
Watch out!
Yeah, no, Bree does not notice it. The thief girl does. Alright.
I don't want to get killed. I've been looking for her for...
So they turn around just as this thing comes to life and starts to orientate itself toward... Or one of its points towards them, basically. This thing has no face. Well, technically it has 4 faces, but not the faces not the synonym for face we're thinking of. And it's pretty clear this thing is having some hostile intentions, as we see Aldric has drawn his sword and everyone is getting ready. So roll for initiative, I think, is the appropriate time at this point. Yes, now excuse me while I roll 6 different initiatives. I finally rolled above 10. Aldric and I are tied.
I have an 18.
Well, so far you're going first.
I have an 18 at disadvantage.
Wow. Alright, now we'll have to add these 3 into our initiative count here. 1 second. Alright, the thief girl's going to be the last one there, we'll say. Alright, the thief girl, we'll find out her name probably at some point, but I don't actually. But we don't know her name, so I don't. Has a 10.
She has a 10. What do you have?
I have a 13, so does Aldric. And Howl has a 16.
What about Bree?
Bree has rolled... Yeah, we'll use this one for her. What is her modifier? I don't think it doesn't look good. Bree has a 5. I think she's been taken a little by surprise.
And the pyramid.
Alright, hang on. Let's have to put there. Oh, good grief. She has no hit points at all. She's not going to last long. Alright, I'm glad I upped Bree's hit points when she leveled up. Alright, and the Sentry Arcanum, where did I put its stat block? It's got its own. It's not on the... 1 second, has an 11.
Alright. I'm first. Go figure.
Yep, well, that's because it is kind of fitting. You are kind of right in the doorway. Oh wait, what's his hit points? Yeah. All right.
The first thing I do is a bonus action. I drink a potion of heroism.
You drink the potion of heroism. Okay.
I gain 10 temporary hit points.
And you are blessed.
So I'm up 2 hit points at this point because I held down 8. And I'm blessed. I really don't like disadvantage on things, so...
Alright. Well, blessed doesn't get around a disadvantage, but it does give you a d4 to add to attacks and saves. So poison doesn't even affect saving throws, so you're up on that.
For my action... How big is this thing?
It is quite large. It's
How long? How big is the side of this thing?
it's an equilateral triangle, and it's about 8 feet across.
Well, I'm going to try and lock it in place. So I'm going to cast Maximilian's Earthen Grasp.
What was that?
I too was asking if she upgraded.
Again.
Again.
Alright, Maximilian's Earthen Grasp.
Make a saving throw versus my spell save DC, or first I take 2d6 and more strength.
It's a strength save? It's a strength save, you said?
I didn't say. I don't remember.
Alright, Maximilian's Earthen Grasp. Range is 30 feet, so you're going to have to move into the room.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, so you step across the threshold, triggering the glyph of warding which was on there.
Yes.
I need you to make a saving throw. A wisdom saving throw.
Alright. So at disadvantage, but I have plus D4 on it.
Yeah, and whatever your wisdom modifier, and plus your proficiency in wisdom modifier. Hang on, I'm pretty sure this spell is It is a wisdom saving throw, yes.
Oh, I hate wasting natural 20s.
Why are you wasting a natural 20?
I have disadvantage.
No, poison doesn't affect saving throws.
Oh, natural 20.
Yeah, no, poison affects attack rolls and ability checks, but not saves. So you step over the glyph, and you suddenly feel yourself enwrapped in this transformative magic as you feel your form about forcibly being altered, but you resist the spell as you step through. As you resist the polymorph spell.
Oh, God, what did I feel like I was turning into?
You had the brief image of being a moth in your head.
Oh, that sucks.
Briefly.
It was a 25 total.
Natural 20 is all that really matters. So you step into the room, and you are more than able to continue and cast your spell for Maximilian's Earthen Grasp.
Yep.
Alright, so it forms at the top. It's a strength save. What is this thing? Alright. 16?
Yeah.
So it is not grabbed and takes no damage.
Yep.
The hand's still there, though, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I can
Yeah.
use an action to grab it anytime I want. But
Okay. Yep. So it's just coming out of the ground and trying to grab at it, but it didn't quite manage it. All right.
okay.
Howl's turn. He is going to let out another battle cry and enter rage because his last one ended, and he's going to charge into the room because that's what he can do. It's going to take him all his movement to get up to where you are, and then he's going to run a further 30, use his action to dash to get up into melee with this thing. So basically, you have the pyramid just floating above the ground, just there. You have your earthen hand reaching towards him, and then Howl on this side of it. And then there's the thief girl behind, just behind Howl. There's Bree about halfway down the staircase, and there's you at the base of the staircase.
Yep. Alright.
Alright.
After Howl.
It's Aldric. Oh, Aldric and me.
So which one are you going to play first?
I, believe it or not, have the higher dexterity modifier, so I think I'm going to go first. Alright, well, I guess now we get to find out what these things can do. As I enter the room. I am going to enter the room, but bank towards the left, because I say something, and just like, yeah, that's too many of us in one place, I think. So I'm only able to make 10 feet, basically. I'm basically entering the room, and it takes 15 feet to get into the room from where we are. I'm going to move 15 feet, so I'm basically just about halfway to the edge of this pyramid on the left.
Keep pointing at it. So you're going over this way.
Yes, I'm about halfway towards that edge of that pyramid. Yeah, about there. And then I can cast a spell at this thing, so I think I'm just going to go with an old, reliable magic missile. Because I could hit it with frostbite, but that's fine. Yeah, it's about, the pyramid is, about 30 feet to the, no, it's about 60 feet to the top of the pyramid, by the way. Staircase.
Yeah, I'm going further.
Okay, 11 points of force damage. The bolts of magic energy impact it and damage it, but it's a construct, so I think that worked. It looked good. I think everything's fine with that, but I don't know. It's a pyramid.
Yeah. Oh, Aldric.
Now we come to Aldric. Yes. He is going to draw a sword and he enters the room. He comes up right to where you are and he says in the room, "Scatter, everyone! Try and..." It says out of its line of fire. And he's basically going to do the opposite of what I did. He's going to go the other way. Mm-hmm. Alright, do you have anything... Yeah, you don't have a lot of ranged capability. Yeah, you don't have a lot of ranged spells. So he's just going to dash. And get around. He's basically dashing around the side of the pyramid, so he's going right. Alright. At which point we come to the Sentry Arcanum itself.
Yes. Let's see what this thing can do.
Okay. Well, it doesn't have a lot it can do, to be fair, but it does what it does well.
Good God.
Huh?
I'm willing to save you throw as soon as I can.
Okay, so it orientates itself, it finishes orientating itself, and the point of the pyramid that is now aiming towards you starts to build up and glow with magical energy that lances outwards in a 5-foot wide, 90-foot long line of beam, which is going to go straight down through. So I need yourself, Howl, Bree, and the thief girl to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Proficient at dexterity saving throws at least.
And you get D4 added to it. Well, the good news is
20 total.
20 total. That's a success. The good news is Bree rolled a 17. That's also a success.
By the way, that's off of a 10.
That's with your... The thief...
All the pluses I have.
The thief girl rolled a 12. That's a fail. Howl rolled a... Wait a second. Howl's a barbarian. There's something... Hang on. I remember when I put his character sheet together. It was so long ago. When I did this, it was like a month ago at this point. No, more than... A few months ago when I put this character together originally. He hasn't shown up much. Where's his class features? Class features. Danger sense, that's it. So, Howl rolled only a 10, which is a fail. But because barbarians have the ability called danger sense, which lets them roll advantage on a dexterity saving throw against an ability they can see. So
I'm pretty sure you can see this beam.
The 10's still higher, unfortunately. Okay, that was middling on some of these dice. Okay. So, everyone who failed, so that's the thief girl and Howl, take 11 points of... Oh yeah, I see a green beam shoot out of this thing, and you watch as the energy coalesces into this long beam of green acid. As it. So, you succeeded, you said? Alright, you take 5 points of acid damage. It was a low roll. So it takes away from your temporary hit points. Bree also takes 5 points of acid damage. Yeah. And Howl and the Thief Girl both take 11 points of acid damage. Yeah, Rage does not help against that. So Howl takes it. He doesn't like it because he's taking a fair bit of damage, and he's taken a fair bit of beating already in this dungeon. The Thief Girl lets out a scream as the acid basically almost is starting to eat through the left side of her stomach, basically. Yeah, well, you rolled this character. Why'd you give her only 13 hit points? She's, yeah, no, it's like, yeah, no, well, she didn't die, which is what I thought was going to happen when I rolled that. So it's her turn now. Yeah, no, she's running away. And then dashing away. She runs past you. And then bonus action dashes because she's a rogue and can do that. 90 feet.
She might live.
She might live, except for the fact that's the exact range this thing has. As with its arcane lance. And now we come to Bree, who is in a little bit of pain. Not much. She dodged most of it. And a lot of confusion. Because there's a lot of things happening at the moment.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, Bree, what are you going to do? Alright, well, obviously the fact that we're under attack, she's going to... She says, should we just... Are we just fighting this thing? She says, seeming to look to you and I for guidance on what to do here. Yeah?
She's here, right?
She's about halfway down the staircase, yeah.
I tell her to head this way.
Okay, that's difficult terrain, but you can do that.
Or,
Yeah, the steps are fine, but stepping on the rest of the pyramid is difficult terrain, by the way. So she can do that. She can move 15 feet that way.
just try to break up this alignment so we don't...
Yeah, because it's not a good... Alright, well... Bree is going to break out an old fallback spell of hers that we've seen her use on occasion. Yeah, this is... Okay. She makes a ranged spell attack with it. She's going to cast Chaos Bolt at 2nd level.
Alright.
So,
How far is she away from me? Move 15 feet.
She moved 15 feet. I'm going to say about 40 feet from you. Alright, she's going to use her spell... Alright, what's her spell attack bonus? It's been so long since she's been with us. +6, same as yours. That's a natural 20.
Go. Max damage.
One more... Well, there's one other thing, though.
Yeah, so roll those.
6.
Alright.
Okay, so at 2nd level, a Chaos Bolt is 2d8 plus 2d6 damage.
Wow.
Doubled.
Double.
Okay. 2 1s, though.
That is a fox, right?
No, not on the same dice.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to use that. So, much like the first time we saw Bree cast a spell, you see her release the chaotic swirling geometric pattern of this bolt that coalesces into this sphere of almost translucent pure force energy, which slams into the Arcanum. So it takes 11, 22 points of force damage from that spell.
Good job.
Yeah, it did not like that. She says, did that work? She's like, again.
We give her 2 thumbs up.
She's got even less combat experience. She's got less combat experience than us, and we're not sure how effective we are against this thing. We're both fairly certain that was a big hit out of that this thing took there.
Alright.
All right. We're back to the top of the round. We're up to you.
Alright. I'm going to... So it's pointing right down here now.
Yes, that's where it's aiming currently.
Okay. I'm going to try this one more time. I'm going to step out of that path that I saw.
Okay, so you're...
Try one more action. Accidentally as earth and grass. See if I can pin this thing in place.
Okay. Eight.
Ah! Oh, finally works.
Alright, so the hand reaches out, grapples it, and it does damage, doesn't it?
7 points of damage.
What type of damage is that? Bludgeoning is earth, right? Alright. That was fine. It's magical damage. So 7, you said? Okay. And it is stuck there.
It's now restrained and needs to use an action to free itself.
Yes. And
Takes
it,
5 minutes of it.
its speed is 0, so it cannot reorientate. Towel's turn. He's going to do what he does. He rushes. He's in melee with this thing. He's going to take 2 swings at it. Reckless because, well, this thing isn't.
Is he smart enough at least to get away from the point?
Yes.
Ah.
He's going to use all his movement to move around it, basically. It's going to take close to all of it to do it, though. The Hades that. Alright, reckless attack. Yeah, that's a hit. That's over 20.
Okay.
8 damage, but you notice as he hits the sword hits this thing, whatever crystal it's made of seems to be resistant to physical damage. The only reason that your earthen hand was able to do that is it is a magical construct, basically. It will... That's a second swing. Hits 2. For 3 more points of damage.
Adding up.
It's adding up, yep. Alright, it's my turn. I say, well, I think we're damaging this thing. You can see that there's bits of there's scarring and there's not quite cracks forming it, but there's definitely damage done to this thing's crystalline structure.
Now you'll do that. Have it locked down for the moment. Stay away from the points.
Yeah.
Or the lineups of the points.
Alright. Well, what am I going to do here? I say, I think I'm just going to stick with what's been working. And I'm going to hit it with Magic Missile at 2nd level this time. 2 ones. So 1, 1, 3, 4. 9 plus 13 points of force damage. Yeah, it's taking damage. Again, it's hard to tell with this thing's constructed nature exactly how effective we're being, but we're wearing it down. We're pretty sure. Aldric, he is going to. Is probably not, he's like taking a while to get in this fight. He's going to dash and he gets the rest of the way up to it, but takes his action. So he's basically coming up on the right side there of the staircase. Mm-hmm. No, it's a three-sided pyramid. This thing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So also he and Howl are now flanking it. All right, it's turn now. Is it an action to do so?
Oh yeah.
Another rare creature can use its action to make a strength check against your spell save DC. Well, as far as it's concerned, I'm gonna roll an intelligence check for this thing. Yeah, that's an 18.
18 intelligence?
No, that's what rolled. It was a high roll. But it is going to try and break free from your spell. So it has to. It's a strength check against your spell save DC again. That's another 8.
Go Max.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that just what you're calling it now?
might as well.
So that was its action.
Yep. Does it have any bonus actions? Haven't forbid any legendary actions?
No, that's the end of its turn. Legendary actions are at the end of other people's turns, so it would have used one already if it had them. The thief girl
It's gone.
is gone.
Alright, she lives! Hey!
She has to make it through the sharks.
She's probably going to go that far.
Alright, I'm just going to remove... She's made it out of combat, so I'm just going to remove her from the initiative order. And now we have Bree. She says, should I hit it again?
Yes, you did great!
Well, at your urging, she's going to cast another Chaos Bolt at second level. An 18, that does hit. But, natural 1. Oh no. Wild magic.
Oh, wild magic! Oh, this could be bad.
This could be bad. Okay. Yep. So, we've done this once before on this channel. Okay.
Can I roll the percentile?
You want to roll 2D? Yep, roll a D100. And don't roll a 7 or 8.
59.
59! Okay. So, you... Okay, so the spell goes through. So we're going to start with that. So if you hit and... Alright. Oh, wait, yeah, here. Oh, come on! Well, I've got bad news. You see, as the Chaos Bolt flies out, it forms into this spiraling, again, almost prismatic, psychedelic blast of energy, which impacts this creature, dealing psychic damage. And has absolutely no effect. Constructs are immune to psychic damage, I'm afraid. She says, "Oh, that did nothing." Then you notice as she does it, you see all the, it's odd. You suddenly watch the energy of the spell as she casts the spell leave her, and you watch it all come back into her. As, due to the roll you rolled, she regains her lowest level expended spell slot. So that turn was a complete wash. I kid you not.
Yeah.
Back to you.
So, back to the top of the pile.
Yeah.
Alright, I have two options. I can push this thing as an action.
Mhm.
These six.
Which is not a lot.
Yeah, I know. It's doing its job, so I'm happy to do that like that.
Alright, what else are you going to do?
Certainly don't want to. Oh, there's almost so much of the stuff I have is relying on an attack roll.
Magic missile's not.
Magic missile is not.
That's what I'm doing at the moment.
Alright. I'm going to use the one.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You don't even have magic missile prepared at the moment, do you?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, you're using the wand. This is charge. What is it? It's like 3 at this point.
I've used one so far.
Oh, it's only 2. All right. Well, roll. Are you just doing 1 charge?
Where's that thing? Hang on, I'll do one turn.
Okay. Roll your 3d4.
Diminishing returns to my turn. It doesn't look terribly damaged yet either, so. Points of damage.
11 points of damage. Okay. If it takes the damage, as we've established, it doesn't seem to be immune to force magic.
Yep.
Okay. It's again, it's taking damage. It's just like you're not sure how to describe when this thing would be considered bloody because it doesn't bleed or anything. But there's definitely cracks and scarring showing at this point. So it's taking damage to it. You're getting there.
According to my calculations, 71 points of damage.
Yep.
Alright. I'm going to maintain concentration on my spell. And stay where I am.
Okay. Owl's turn.
Oh.
That's it. 4 more points of damage. Second swing. Miss. Yeah, that offhanded attack is much harder for him to hit with when he's only adding half as much.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. He's still in it.
Yeah.
Speaking of... Oh, actually, you're up next, sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking of all turn after you.
Yes. And just like... Yeah. They're like, okay, I think we're getting there. I'm going to just try... I'm going to try hitting him with Frostbite, I say. Just like, he goes, I'm using a lot of spell slots, so let's see what happens. 8 on the roll plus... Well, even with plus 3, that's an 11. That's a fail.
Well, then it won't be attacking, so...
No, that is a downside. 4 points of cold damage. Alright, cold seems to be as effective as everything else we've been throwing at them, except purely physical damage and psychic.
Okay.
Now it's Aldric.
They're finally going to get into action here.
Yeah, he's going to take 2 swings with his blade. He says, alright. Well, the first one is definitely a miss with a natural 5. Second one's 16 plus 7, there's a hit.
Hey, he's finally in the game.
Alright, that's an 8 plus 5 is 13. He takes a good swing at it, and you see cracks starting to spread through its lattice structure now.
Alright.
Alright,
Was that half damage that you said, or full damage?
it's a magic sword. Now it's doing full damage. Okay, we come to the Century Arcanum's turn, which has taken such a beating, it can't really afford to waste trying to break from her spell. Okay. Unfortunately, you underestimated one aspect of it. Well, it does seem to direct with its points where it sends its beam. Well, unfortunately, that isn't entire. That is just more just me being artistically saying it. It doesn't require that. Okay. So it is. Well, it is naturally meant to aim for the nearest target, so it's going to aim a beam at the only two it can get to hit with. You get hit at the same time with this. And that is myself and Bree. You had Bree move, and she's basically it can line up a little bit. Alright, I rolled a 10. Oh, total. Bree rolled a 12.
That's gonna be bad.
The DC is, 13.
You're both taking max damage.
Both taking full damage. Alright, well, again, middling. And 2 of the dice. Alright, and this one is... So you watch as a bright silver beam forms outward and fires and strikes as a bolt of lightning through both Bree and myself. Dealing a grand total of 12 points of damage to both of us. Well, it wasn't pleasant, I'll tell you that much. Bree and I are both conscious, but you have the same feeling Bree isn't as accustomed to pain as you and I are. She lets out a little. She just just barely manages to keep from screaming in pain, but that was painful for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's up next.
It's her turn. Well, she's unhappy that she just took that much damage and is definitely hitting it with another Chaos Bolt. Because it's really the only combat spell she has. That's a 2.
That's a miss.
I'm just curious, what damage type would this have been? Don't worry, it was psychic again.
Roll is one-sided again.
No, that's right. That's another 1.
Oh, good God. Alright.
Roll another D100 for me, please.
Yep. There you go.
Oh, this might change what just happened. I just realized that. We might have to retcon what spell just happened.
81.
She's a little disappointed when the spell happens, and then you just see something. It's almost as if you see this is the oddest thing you've ever seen. As it's almost as if time starts to shift around her, and she gets to act immediately again.
Oh, Bree.
So far, she's been getting nothing but the positive ones, and fog.
Yeah, I know it's gotta end eventually.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Go for it.
she's just going to hit it again.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Only first level this time because she's running low on slots. She's going to conserve those. Okay. 21 hits.
There you go.
And it's a 4 this time. It's still low, but not psychic. It's not psychic. Acid this time. So it turns into a green ball of bubbling acid that hits this thing for 12 points of damage.
Whoa.
It actually is you notice that it's like the acid is eating away at this thing now. It's actually, we're starting to see some of it lose its general shape as it's starting to, it looks like it's almost ready to come apart.
Alright, we're at the top of the round again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have blow 2 charges on the one on this thing.
Okay.
And I keep concentrating on the spell just because this thing's clearly in here.
Yep.
Use it because I say something like a little elsewhere. Alright. Oh, that's a good one. 18 points of damage.
Okay. Describe how you kill this Sentry Arcanum.
That's what you get for aiming at my friend. Friends! Welcome again.
Oh, I see how it is.
As always, magic missiles just diverge.
Yeah. Yeah, they blast through it on it, and you see cracks forming it, and you see a bunch of violent energy starting to discharge from it. And you are correct, it does explode. Okay, so you were at the... Okay, so I was down here. You were over there.
From where you're here,
You're there. Breeze halfway up there.
and I'm over on the other side.
Okay, the good news is the three of us are out of the range of the 15-foot radius explosion that happens.
Alright.
The bad news is Aldric and Howl are not.
Owl's taking a lot of abuse here so far.
Yes. Well, the good news is they both succeed.
Oh, okay.
The bad news is this is a fair bit of damage. Okay. It also uses the same table, so what was the damage for the... Oh, okay. So this thing explodes in a massive blast of fire. On the other hand... What?
Better than acid.
Well, wouldn't have been for me. Okay, sorry. I mean, I've been really middling on this thing all night. They both take 12 points of fire damage.
Okay. How's Howl doing? He must be in terrible pain by now.
Howl has 19 hit points remaining.
Nice.
Aldric has 49, because that was the first time he took damage all night.
He didn't even join in this battle until the very end.
Yeah. Yeah, he did a good amount of damage. And it explodes with a thunderous roar.
After the explosion settles down, I'm going to climb up and see what's at the top of this thing besides what's left of that.
So basically, beneath this pyramid is almost like a pit with treasure in it.
Oh, nice. I'm looking, you know what I'm looking for, though?
What are you looking for?
An arcanum.
Well, you just blew one up.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting the feeling that thing was just a guard.
Mhm.
It must be guarding something besides gold and crap. So,
Well,
I'm looking for something along the, like that.
roll an investigation check.
Am I still poisoned?
You are still poisoned.
Oh. Pair of 16 plus 6. 22!
Also, no, wait, no, you're still blessed because it doesn't help because the potion lasts for an hour, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
25!
Blessed doesn't help for ability checks.
Ow, why did you mention that then?
I thought it was going to wear off, but like you're going to lose the temporary hit points, but no, you keep them for an hour. So, alright, you look down there, it is mostly gold and gems for the most part. However, there is something else that does catch your eye that is clearly not...
Okay.
does not belong to those categories. It does not look like a pyramid, I'm afraid.
What does it look like?
It is a ornate scimitar, believe it or not.
Oh.
Do you want to use Mage Hand to try and pull it out? Okay. So the hand floats down, lifts it up. It is in a rather nice scabbard. It's an ornate scimitar that looks like it's of elvish design. Okay. You see Aldric cast a spell quickly. He says, "The scimitar is magical."
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Yeah. I say,
Yeah.
as Bree and I are coming up to join the two of you up there, I say,
Anything else magical in that pit?
nope, the rest are just gold and gems.
Alright.
I say, well, should I identify that? I say,
Peter, possibly?
oh, okay.
I want to investigate this whole room here.
Okay.
Have a look around.
So I'm just, so with the content, apart from the scimitar, the contents of the treasure pit there amounts to 1,500 gold pieces.
Oh. Oh, yeah, have a look around. Check for secret panels.
You hear Bree say, where did Berna go?
And I point out the door.
Oh,
She bolted. What's her name?
Berna is what Bree called her.
Oh, actually, that reminds me. Run over and give her a big hug.
You run over and hug Bree.
For a month.
She says, yeah, she reaches her, hugs you as well, says, careful, I think I still have a little bit of acid on me. I come over and give this hug. He says, yes, I'm resistant to acid. That's perfectly fine. Right, little one.
Oh, God. I've been looking for you for so long. You got my notes?
She says, yes, she pulls one out. But I needed, but this job was important, so I had to do that first, they said.
Alright. I'll forgive you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so you wanted to investigate the room.
Yes. Now that we have a breather, I want to check this room out and see if there's anything hidden in here because... Actually, I'm gonna take a breather for a few minutes. Half an hour, maybe.
Are you trying to fit in a short rest here?
Don't need a short rest. I just don't want to be poisoned anymore. But a short rest is fine. I mean, I'm sure Howl could use it.
Yeah, and Bree.
And Bree, so we'll take a short rest.
Yeah. Hey, look, I finally get to use D12s for something. His hit die.
Yeah. After that, I will search this room. Actually, I think this is important, so I'm going to cast Enhanced Ability on me. Myself.
Okay. He regains 29 hit points.
Crap.
Also, Bree's also going to roll her hit die. And she's going to roll all of them.
I rolled one and got my stuff back. Alright.
Bree's back at full health.
Enhanced Ability on myself.
Cast Enhance Ability. Okay.
Yep. Obviously, intellect.
Mm-hmm.
Gives me advantage on another dice.
Oh, dear. Yeah, I'm just rolling for my hit dice now.
Okay, I'm going to investigate this room.
Yeah, I'll do all three. 3 ones.
It doesn't matter at this point, really.
I'm trying to remember. Do you add the 4 to all the dice or just once?
Yeah, do all of them usually.
Okay. So 5. Also back to full.
I unfortunately did not roll well.
Alright, what did you roll?
Stability. 16.
16? Okay. You're fairly certain looking through this chamber that there's Nothing else you've overlooked?
Even in the pit, like little secret panels or...
Nope. Lots and lots of gold.
Alright.
You do notice that this thing would be able to... it's obviously this thing could float, and its dimensions are enough that it can actually probably move through this complex.
Well, there's no doors in this room, right? Besides the one we came in?
Nope, there is not. But there was another way we possibly could have gone at one point. Where that cave-in was.
Oh, yes, that's true.
Alright.
Once we're rested, we'll head back there. Oh, I actually get a spell slot back.
Yeah, how many... yeah. So, during that time, I'm going to identify the scimitar. Well, it's unfortunate that you and I can't use these sorts of weapons, because this is quite the good one. This is quite a good one, I say. This scimitar is called the Storm Dancer. This finely... What?
At least it's not Stormbringer.
Yeah. This finely crafted, enchanted elvish scimitar was forged for an ancient war before the fall. His blade pulses with a faint hum, which crescendos into a clap of thunder when it is swung, causing additional 1d6 thunder damage on a hit. The blade's hum also shelters the wielder from similar energy, giving the wielder resistance to thunder damage. Once per long rest, the wielder may use the blade to cast the spell Thunderstep at its base level. And it requires attunement, obviously.
That's worth a few bucks.
Yeah. I say, well, there might be someone in this room who this might make better use of this than us. I point to Howl. The guy certainly took a lot of damage for us. He probably does deserve something from this. Yeah. It's just like, always, I mean, like I said, I'm always in favor of giving people practical rewards over gold.
Oh, the rest of it is getting gold.
Yeah. Well, after we put that... So it comes down to it, well, obviously, we're going to be dividing this treasure among the 5 of us, because all of us helped.
Someone's being left out, I guess, right?
Would that be Berna?
You said 5.
There's 5 of us here currently.
Yeah.
If Bree feels bad, she can split her reward with her. I literally owe that woman nothing.
Man. Wow, we saved her life so many times.
Yes, I know. We've saved her twice, and she's robbed us both times.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, where's that glaive she stole off of us?
Okay.
I know. It's just the principle of the thing.
I'm sure she hawked it long ago.
Yeah.
Alright.
Anyway.
Back to the...
Obviously, between the idea of taking a split of the gold and this incredible magical scimitar, Howl's probably going to want the Storm Dancer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. His non-magical blades weren't quite up to it, so he's probably going to want to replace one of them with that. So everyone else can add 500 gold to their character sheet.
What about the original? Didn't we find
Yes, so it came to a total of 2,000 gold pieces. So Howl's taking the sword, which means I'm just dividing the 2,000 among the rest of us, so it's 500 each.
Alright. I'm gonna take mine in gems if that's okay with everybody else.
Yep. And
I am going to toggle our maps back to where we were. Passing that. The spot where you said that the other direction.
yes.
So, 2 sets of footprints went through here and then possibly collapsed us?
It is not an illusion. So that seems like the most likely option.
Alright. work on this very well.
No, it's a bit above our capabilities.
Well, I did get a second level spell slot back. I've never tried this before. If I cast Levitate
On an object,
on an object, it doesn't obviously get a saving throw.
it floats up as high as you can make it move.
And then I can move it out of the way because it will be weightless.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see two stones here that are key? Like, as if I pull them out of the way, there'll be a gap?
Make an investigation check.
But I still have enhanced ability going, so...
Yes. Yeah, you're no longer poisoned. We waited out for that, so it's fine.
17.
It's tough to tell because you don't think you can get your way through this with just levitating two of these rocks, because obviously you have to pick ones from the top to levitate them up.
Well, it lift 500 pounds.
Yes, but it only lifts one rock, unfortunately.
So I'm gonna use my best judgment, and I'm going to pick some big rocks. Hopefully ones that are key. Everyone step back.
Yep.
Not going to pick ones from the top because I want to possibly cause some of these to fall out. And I'm going to cast Levitate on one of them. Levitate it up, hopefully just lodging more. Wait till the rubble falling subsides.
Okay.
We'll move it out of the way.
In order to make this work, I'm going to say roll a spellcasting ability check. So roll d20 and add your intelligence modifier.
Enhanced ability is still going. Does that count?
That still is this an ability check? So yes, this counts.
That'll be a 19.
19. All right. You managed to make a large rock levitate up to the ceiling, and you see a bunch of smaller ones fall down around it as the ones that were higher up. So you managed to pull this off. It dislodged a bunch of them, but...
Once all that settles down, I can lower the rock down to a point where I can grab it,
Yeah.
move it out of the way, and set it down.
Mm-hmm.
One more second level spell slot left.
Mm-hmm.
Repeat the process.
Okay. Make another spellcasting roll.
Oh, good God. 14.
I just realized it probably should be lower. Levitates concentration, isn't it?
No, I thought enhanced ability wasn't.
Enhanced ability is.
Oh,
It's fine. So 14.
man.
The next one you try to levitate is wedged in too deeply. You spend the entire time of the spell trying to get it to move, and you actually do finally manage to get it out of there, but it's just coming to the edge and just crashes just about 5 feet away from where it was before. Didn't quite manage to get it to work.
Do I see any kind of gap?
There is a very small gap.
Can I see through to the other side of the gap?
Yes, but we're talking about there's like a tiny gap about this size between the rocks.
But I can see there's an open space in there.
There is, yes.
Okay, I'm going to sit down and have my familiar appear on the other side.
Yep.
In the spot I can see. And I'm going to view through her eyes what's in there.
Alright. Basically, the complex continued this way into almost what looked like a secondary secondary corridor, which looks like it goes down quite a ways and then turns north again. You think it might almost mirror the one that we came from, that we used, based on just from that look. looks quite identical so far.
Okay. I'm gonna have her hop along.
You hear some voices coming down from the other side.
I will listen.
Okay.
21.
And it says, all right, you hear a voice says, Rig, come on, we gotta get going. It says, we have what we came for. Boss is expecting us. The master's expecting us back there. Time to... it says, time to get our reward. It says...
I pass this on to you guys.
Okay.
I'm gonna have my owl
I
look
say-
down to the corner.
I say to you, do you see any other... Wait, you're still in your owl?
Yeah.
You can't hear me then. Oh, you might be able to hear me from... No, you wouldn't be able to hear me. Not unless I'm shouting loud enough for them to hear me too.
I am going to look around and try to find them and see where they plan on getting out of here because, well,
That was what I was going to bring up. It's like, if you don't see any other way out of there, they have to come back this way.
13.
Okay, was this just a perception to check everywhere else?
Yeah, now I was looking for them and looking for.
As near as you can tell, they have to come down this corridor to get out of from this room. So unless there's a way out further in.
Okay. So I'm gonna have my all hunker down in a spot where it's less likely to be visible.
Alright,
And keep an eye on the direction they might come from.
roll a stealth check for your owl.
And worth listen.
Yeah.
Well, I rolled a 19. I think she gets pluses on her stuff. But I don't remember. I think it's like +2.
Yes, +3.
So, 22.
Alright, your owl is substantially hidden in a corridor.
Okay. And watching, and I'm looking through her eyes a little. Do I see them or hear them coming?
Yep, you see them approaching. It's the two of them. They seem a little worse for wear, but then again, so are we.
Yeah. I hop out of her eyes for a second.
Yeah.
And see you guys. They're heading down the corridor towards us.
Yep.
Scatter, hide, whatever.
I point, there's another room we can hide in. Just point to the north door.
We want to ambush them when they come through here.
Oh, we're actually fighting them, I say.
Yeah, they said they have what they're coming for. They're going to go get the reward, so we definitely need to deal with these two.
Okay. So I suggest then we go into this room right here, the north one.
Up here?
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
going to go look through her eyes again.
Alright, so once all 5 of us are stationed there. By the way, we didn't find Berna on the way through here.
Oh, that's right. We didn't.
So,
No, dude.
she wasn't in here, we didn't find her corpse. So, we
The
assume,
sharks completely ate her.
yeah, we assume she made it out.
You can see how concerned I am.
Yes, I know. You can see how concerned I was. I barely mentioned it up until this point. Alright.
Okay. As they approach,
Mhm.
I want to check to see if they're holding anything, or is it like just...
There is basically almost like a rucksack or a satchel over the half-elf's shoulder, and it seems to have something in it.
Okay. So they're approaching the rock wall?
Yep. It says,
Almost here now.
alright. It says, good thing I have this. You know what I'm saying? He pulls out a scroll.
Shape Earth? Shape Stone?
I think. Well, he casts the spell, and you basically watch as the section of rock solidifies into more or less like a block of stone with a door in it. So yeah, stone shape is I think is the spell that he's using. And there's obviously it's still a stone door that's being opened. It opens with ease, but it's not quiet.
Alright.
It
I'm
says,
going to have my owl pop into existence at this point.
okay, they didn't notice your owl. And here one says, "All right, Rig, let's get going." It says, "We spent enough time here." You hear the footsteps approaching the center of the room.
Alright. I can't let them get familiar with this, so I think we should ambush them. I'm gonna cast web.
You cast. Alright, you open the door. Okay, so you're just from the visit. So you're assuming the door's ajar and you're leaning and casting web.
Yep.
So it's a dexterity saving throw.
Yep.
There's a strength I should pick for you. Alright. What was that? Oh. Anyway. Well, the high elf, sorry, the half elf rolled a 12. The kobold rolled a 17.
And the kobold has the rucksack?
No, the half elf does. I assume it's because it's just size-wise, and just went that way. So basically, you filled this central area with a web, with webbing now. The half elf is caught in there. The kobold basically jumps back and is in the corridor they came down, but avoids being caught.
So, now what?
I don't know.
And, well, is everyone interested in preventing them from getting away? I certainly am.
Well, Aldric opens the door and brings his hands out in a familiar gesture and casts Burning Hands.
Oh, alright. That answers that question.
So, Restrain does not automatically fail dexterity saving throws, but disadvantage.
Somehow you can wiggle.
You can dodge somebody. It's stunned, that's auto-fail. I'm paralyzed. 6 doesn't beat it. Oh, wow. 6, 6, 4.
Plus the web burning.
The web burning is...
Sorry.
Alright.
I rarely cast this spell. And by the way, that was not the ring of spell story. Because I
Okay.
had already used all my second level spells.
2d4.
Alright, I'll do your 6.
22 points of fire damage.
There you go. I suspect at this point we're going for initiative.
Well... No.
No?
That was 22 points of fire damage. I told you they took some beating. They looked like they were about half health, and he's not moving in the web that is on fire.
Oh,
He's unconscious.
alright.
The kobold. It's going to roll for this. I mean, there's a burning spider web in front of him. Yeah, the kobold is going to turn and run back the way he came.
Oh, okay. Well,
So he's on fire,
yeah.
and in a burning spider web. So should I put it out? I say. That's why I say from behind you.
Oh,
While you're doing that. Oh, he stabilizes. He rolls a natural 20 on his first death save. Comes back to life. Gets one chance to break free. And rolls another. He rolled 2 natural 20s in a row.
wow.
So he gets his turn. So he breaks free of the web that is on fire.
Okay. But
What?
he's on fire.
But he's on fire. The web is still on fire. So he's not. So he's going to move out of it. It's still difficult terrain. He still takes 2d4 fire damage, doesn't he?
And he goes back down to
He's back unconscious again for taking 6 more points of fire damage.
I'm going to walk up to him.
The web is still on fire! It takes like a few rounds to burn away completely. Unless you want me to put it out. Then it's still a spider web. I cast Create Water and douse all the flames. So 6 seconds later, after the rain clears and the steam clears, he's unconscious but stable. He's unconscious, but he's not. He's in a pretty bad way, but he has 1 success on death saves.
Okay, I unclip his rucksack.
Yep, which is burned.
Yep. I'm gonna peek inside.
There is a small, palm-sized blue pyramid of crystal in there, with runes on it.
So I'm the only one who's looked at this so far, right? No one else can see.
Yeah, I'm the next person out of the room, but I can't even see what it is.
Yeah, I'm going to toss it in the bag of holding.
Okay. You toss it in the bag of holding.
Yep. And I'm going to...
He failed his next death save, if you're curious.
And I'm going to administer I'll use the med kit.
Yep. So you stabilize him without using a med check. Okay. He's stable, but unconscious for the next hour.
Alright, I don't want to kill him.
Yeah.
I just don't want him to,
His friend is still down here, and as far as we can tell, unless those sharks are going to climb out of the water and evolve legs, he's safe as he can be, really, at the moment.
yeah. Hold on a second. Why do I always have a hard time finding this?
What are you trying to find?
Okay, so I can knock off another one.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so I'm down to 70.
Thank you for everyone, by the way, for sticking us through this one. This is a bit of a longer episode, but it's a bit of an important one.
Yes. So, we have, well, no one knows, but we have what we came for.
Yes. No, you are the only one who knows that at the moment. Well, I suppose I saw you put it in the bag of holding, so that's fine.
You saw me put a rucksack in the bag of holding.
I can put 2 and 2 together, though.
Everyone else comes out, and they'll say, I've stabilized him, what do we want to do? The kobolds run off.
Well, I'm gonna... Well, Bree's all for getting out of here.
Yeah.
Aldric seems indecisive. He says, well, at least we've prevented... Howl is indecisive. Sorry, Howl's the indecisive one there. He says, well, I think this has been an eventful day. But Aldric is the one who says, well, does he have an Arcanum on him? He says, we need to ensure that he doesn't, that does not fall into the wrong hands.
And so, well, I'm kind of stable, just don't poke him too hard when you search. I want to go around the corner and I'm going to see if I can find the kobold.
Okay, so you can... The door is not closed. So you go around the corner. And like I said, it's almost like a mirror reflection of the corridor that was on this side.
Right.
So...
Is there a dragon?
There is, but you can see that the pressure plate has been... has wedged and spikes wedged under it to keep it from moving down, so it's been disabled.
Okay. And I look up the corridor, do I see a kobold?
No, but a kobold could very easily run off and hide if they chose.
Yeah. I go back to the group and say, I'm not sure where he went.
I say, well, I think we should get out of here, and this has been a most eventful day for all of us. I say.
What does Aldric have to say?
Well, he's been searching. He's been searching this individual here, and says, "Well, at the very least, they did not find what they came for."
Oh, I hate to be the only one to be a naysayer here. The kobold could
It is possible, he says, but we are not killing this one.
True.
He says, he seems to be, he's looking at you as if testing you to see what you're trying to say here, almost.
Well, I would like to ascertain if they were successful. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes. So that's what you're saying to him. What are you actually trying to do here? Because...
What am I trying to do?
Yes. Apart from just murder a kobold.
What's that?
Apart from just murder a kobold, because you know
I
that...
don't want to murder a kobold.
What?
We've murdered enough kobolds in our career. It's been a short one already.
Yes.
If everyone wants to leave, I'm fine.
Yeah. Just like, I'm trying to understand what you were trying to do there. It's just like, okay. Do you want to hunt down this last kobold?
Well, what I'll do is I can leave my owl in the corner, and at least then we can start heading out, and I'll have her alert me if I see the kobold coming back down this way.
Alright, so we leave the dungeon and we head back out. And I think that's what we're going to call it, because we went way over time for this episode.
Oh yeah, way over time.
Yeah. So, thank you everyone for sticking with the rest of this incredibly long, probably almost 4.5 hour episode session in total. But it was an important one because A, we wrapped up our final story thread, which was re-meeting Bree, and as such, this is the milestone for us reaching 5th level.
Hey, real spells.
Yeah. So, thank you for joining us for this. Please remember to like and subscribe, and we will see you all again next time.
Where we'll wrap up the loose ends here.
Yeah. Bye.